Hey, going through some Thera-Cane techniques for the shoulder. So I'm going to show front, top, back, even into the ribs. So this is kind of a scatter shot of a variety of techniques so you can kind of focus on what works best for you. The key on this is you have leverage so you can go hard. We don't want to go that hard. So we want to work in some tender areas with a little bit of force, but I've seen people bruise themselves or cause numbness or tingling. So we don't want to do that. So this is one got off Amazon. There's lots of different designs. So I like that this is different things we can do with it. Generally on the shoulder, I'm using this bigger hook, although you can experiment. And so I kind of start by just finding a various kind of tender spot. Should feel like, oh, that's where I want a little massage. So I'm not gritting my teeth. I'm not holding my breath. I'm not tearing up. If you have to do that, that's too hard. But I'm like, oh yeah, that's a little tender. If I was in a massage, I'd be like, yeah, focus there. And then if we can, this is my right arm, if I can hold it with just one hand and apply movement. So I find often in mobilization techniques, especially self-mobilization techniques, adding some movement tends to make it a little more effective because that's usually the goal, is we want to move more fluidly with less pain, less stiffness, whatever it might be. And so with the shoulder, external rotation often feels better than thumbs down. So palm up and then kind of moving different directions. So I'm working here on the top of the shoulder. And so I can kind of get into, oh yeah, that's going to be like the first rib. And so that's like, oh, that's a little tight through there. It will slide around. So it takes a little bit of kind of stabilization. Once you're like, I'm in there, then we can add some motion. Don't move into pain, but you might feel like, oh, that's where it gets a little bit in there. And I want to stay on it one spot for 20, 30 seconds. So sometimes people just go real fast. And so take some deep breaths, kind of relax into it. So I can work all across the top of the shoulder, even turning my head around. A little trickier, but I can work the front of the shoulder. This little pointy guy sometimes works for that. So I'm like, oh, they're out in the chest or the pec, and that's like a little tight in there. And again, if I can apply movement, that's what I want to do. So I can work in through there. If yours doesn't have that, you can kind of, generally, find a way to get that on there. You have to play around with it. The only place I don't want to go on the front is too close to this. There are some nerves that go through here. So I want to be on kind of the meat of the chest there. Then I can go back of the shoulder blade. So I can kind of hook this and get the back of the shoulder blade. Ooh, right there is a little sensitive. I'm a little locked in. I can't get a ton of movement. Maybe if I kind of arm over, I might be able to add a little bit, but play around with it. Oh yeah, that's in there. That's kind of get some work, but I can get some movement down here. Then between the shoulder blade and the spine. So I'm kind of, here's my spine, don't want to push that. Here's the bone of the shoulder blade, but I'm between the kind of rhomboids, the levator scap, the costovertebral joints, and then I can add movement. I can add some body motions, and I can kind of work through and kind of down. Again, I'm not trying to cause bruising, but trying to just get some release and some blood flow and some movement. If I give myself a little hug, that exposes a little more real estate between the shoulder blade and the spine. That can often be a bit sensitive. And then if I get kind of the mid ribs, I can come through here and kind of get in there. I can get a little body motion. So really experiment as long as it intuitively feels okay for you. There's no numbness, tingling. Nothing hurts worse after. You can really get friendly with this thing and experiment in different places. I found it to be a helpful tool. I've been using it a little more. I used to only use like a ball, and just been finding these are like 18, 20 bucks. And so they can be a helpful tool. Keep them by your desk and kind of work through some things. But usually go anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes exploring a whole region, but kind of maybe 2 in a smaller section. So I might go 5 to 10 minutes tops on my shoulder region all through here, but 1 or 2 minutes kind of on the chest, 1 or 2 minutes on the top. And so I'm not going overboard in any one area, and usually kind of max twice a day because I don't want to overdo some of this soft tissue work. And again, pressure is not crazy, but just enough so you feel like, oh yeah, I'm on a relevant spot. I'm going to move through there, but I'm not bearing down on it as much as possible. So front, top, back, between the shoulder blade and the spine, the kind of mid to lower ribs, all are potentially valuable places depending on what you have going on, what you've done, your activities. Some of these may be more or less relevant, so I encourage you to kind of explore various places.